Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to get Calyrex Ice Rider and Calyrex Shadow Rider in Cobblemon, specifically in mod Legendary Monuments, because I've personally struggled a lot with it, because there's literally no guides on the internet, literally no information available, besides telling you some abstract things as like, oh, you need to find something this structure, something that structure, but because there are lots of bugs in the current version of Legendary Monuments, you might even not know what's going on and things like that. So let's just jump right into it and then I'll explain everything as we go. So first thing you must want to do is find a structure called Crown Shrine, which looks like Gothic Cathedral. You can find it somewhere in the snowy biome or something like that. The first problem you might occur with is something like this, where you have two structures overlapping and you can't really do much with it. It happened to me while I was on later stages of the quest, and because of that things didn't spawn in properly. So something you might want to do is just go and find a different structure like that, because there are multiple structures that spawn in the world and it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and currently it's the only solution I could find. So properly structure should look something like this. So as I've mentioned earlier, it looks something like Gothic Cathedral, and so what you want to do is go right into it. And as you can see, there's Calyrex that you can talk to. You come up to it, and then it asks you, like, there are some things going on here about his lore and stuff, so I'll skip this for now. And what he says is that you need to search all structures and recover those seeds, bring them to me, and I shall tell you how they must be grown. So the next things you might want to do is that you need to decide whether you want to get Ice Rider Calyrex or Shadow Rider Calyrex. You can't get both, so, well, unless you're playing in the multiplayer world where different people can get different versions of it. So first, if you want to get the Ice Rider Calyrex, you need to find a structure called Frost Carrot. So what this really is this very little structure which has like just some kind of pebbles and stones and like a little water source, and it doesn't really seem to be very obvious what you have to do, whether you throw something into it or, I don't know, search for something. Well, what you have to do is you need to dig all of the snow nearby, like in the structure, until you find the ice root carrot seeds. You just break it and you get them. And for Shadow Rider Calyrex, you want to find a biome called Plains of Death, which looks like a normal desert, but instead of regular sand, you have something called Thallic sand, which is like this grey, dark sort of sand. And in that biome, you want to find this pyramid. It may look like a normal pyramid. Well, here you have a trial spawner. Basically, you can ignore it because it's needed for something else. What you want to do is go right down here, obviously break all the TNTs and stuff, and then you open the chest until you find Shadow Root Carrot Seeds. The problem with this is that if you're playing with lots of other add-ons and stuff, these seeds might not spawn in these chests, which happened in my world. I had to go through multiple pyramids, but in case you're very unlucky, those don't spawn in the pyramids, the seeds can be found somewhere around the world in different chests. And similar thing happened to me with the ice root seeds. For me, the frost carrot structure just didn't spawn in properly. It spawned in the river, and therefore there was no snow there at all. You either have to search for another structure or search for the seeds in just random chests. Right, and then what you have to do is come back to Calyrex. If you have both types of seeds, the dialogue will change a little bit, but this shouldn't really matter. Whatever, just you choose whichever one you want. I'll choose the Shadow Root Carrot, for example. And so it will tell you that you need to seek for Thallic dirt in order to grow the Shadow Root Carrot. And for the Ice Root Carrot, it will tell you that you need to search for, well, you didn't really need to search for anything. You just need to go to cold biomes, something like similar to this one, and just grow the carrot there. Just for example, I will do it with the Shadow Root Carrot. So you place the dirt, you use a hoe to make it into farmland, and then you place the seeds here, and then you just either let it grow on its own, or use bone meal, which I'll do, just to make it quicker. And so you break it, and you get the shadowroot carrot. Now what you want to do is come back to Calyrex, and you right click, and then it will tell you that, oh, you carry the shadowroot carrot, blah blah blah, and it will tell you to bring the carrot here, to the pedestal. And now, when you place the carrot on the pedestal... No! I didn't expect that at all, but shiny Spectier spawned. There's literally like 2% chance. Oh my days. Right, and then and then you have to fight it and then catch it. For the sake of showcasing, I'll just use Master Ball. So, right. And then we once again come back to Calyrex, and then it will ask you whether you want to fight it. Obviously you do, if you want to get Calyrex. So you press accept, and the fight starts. Now, once you beat Calyrex, you can come back to it once again. Oh, I get banked. You can talk to it again. Oh, blah blah blah, and then Calyrex joins the party. So yeah, basically that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments, and I think that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.